friends, this is Mr. Bowerman. You know me better as Mr. B. I am glad to be here as our student advocate now. And I'm celebrating the month by getting to read this book named or titled Shmelf the Hanukkah Elf. And here we go. Up at the North Pole, covered in snow, you'll find Santa's workshop, as most of you know. But no one can do all that work by themselves, so helping him out is his army of elves. Here's his workshop, and I see an army of elves here waiting to do some work. The most unsung elves of those who assist are the elves in charge of checking the list. They work also hard, down to the last elf. And the newest of them was a fellow named Schmelf. The elves are all busy. Some of them are checking their list. They are getting ready to do some hard work. Schmelf didn't spend time playing merry elf games, but sat in his cubicle, staring at names. His job was to check through Santa's list twice to see whether kids had been naughty or nice. Schmelf loved what he did, but as Christmas drew near, he looked at his list and he cried out, "Oh dear!" He'd found many children who had been quite good, but would not receive presents, though it seemed that they should. Schmelf is checking his list and he's very concerned. He ran like a flash to see the head elf, who smiled and said, Now, calm yourself, Schmelf. Of course you don't know, since you're still quite newish, but the kids on this list are actually Jewish. They don't celebrate Christmas, but that's fine, you see. They celebrate Hanukkah, their own jubilee. It won't be dear Santa who brings them a gift, but their mommies and daddies. Do you get my drift? There's the head elf. Schmelf is talking to him, figuring out some of the kids that are Jewish and they celebrate Hanukkah. Schmelf returned to his desk. His mind was quite shaken. Kids with no Christmas? He must be mistaken. So later that night, careful not to be missed, he snuck off to visit a house on the list. Schmelf is concerned. He's going to check out a house on his list to see what's up. Schmelf peered in and wondered, could this be right? There wasn't a tree or a stocking in sight. Instead, he saw menorahs with candles so thin, and children were giving their dreidels a spin. This is the menorah with the thin candles and the dreidels. And it looks like there's some yummy food back there too. There was gelt, which is chocolate coins, wrapped in gold foil, and latkes frying in pans filled with oil. Then Schmelf saw there were presents, one for each night. His elfish eyes gleamed as he squealed with delight. Oof, let's see. There's the gelt, chocolate wrapped in gold foil, and the latkes. And look at all the presents for each night of Hanukkah. Schmelf listened as Mom told the Hanukkah story of the Maccabees' battle for Israel's glory. And though the brave soldiers won their great fight, their temple had oil for just one more night. But once they'd set the oil ablaze, a miracle happened. It lasted for 8 days. Hey, now I get it, Schmelf said with a grin. Hanukkah's awesome. I am totally in. It's the story of Hanukkah and the Maccabees' battle for Israel. They lit the oil on their lamps with only enough for one night, but it went for 8 days. That's amazing. They raced back north. He raced back north and went straight to the boss, the big man himself, good old Santa Claus. Shmelf explained his discovery this holiday grand. And when he was done, Santa held up his hand. "Good Schmelf," chuckled Santa. "It fills me with joy to see how much you care for Jewish girls and boys. It shows me that you are much more than a clerk. And so I will task you with this special work." Schmelf coming back up north from his visit, talking to the boss man, Santa. Hanukkah is a time for family and song, for joy and tradition. It's where you belong. I've decided. At Hanukkah, you'll travel the world, bringing magic and joy to each boy and girl. Santa gave Schmelf clothes of white and of blue, the colors of Hanukkah that Schmelf knew. Schmelf gets to travel the world, bringing joy to boys and girls during Hanukkah. He's dressed in Hanukkah colors, blue and white. And a sleigh that could soar straight through the air, but a Jewish reindeer by the name of Asher. There's his sleigh, and his reindeer Asher is pulling it, and the sleigh's in blue and white too. Very cool. Now, you good Jewish kids, for 8 nights each December, Schmelf will come visit, some years in November. He'll make sure your latkes are crisp and thin, your menorahs burn brighter, your dreidels will win. There's Schmelf and Asher on the house, and the latkes, and the menorah, and the dreidel. If there's one special gift that you'd like this year, tell Schmelf. He'll whisper in Mom or Dad's ear. He'll do what he can to nudge them that way in hopes that the present brings cheers of hooray. Schmelf's whispering in Mom and Dad's ear. Looks like he got the presents right for the parents. They got them right. Very cool. To reward Schmelf and Asher for all their goodwill, you can leave out some gelt and a nice kosher dill. What a magical Hanukkah, you'll think to yourself. There's Schmelf and Asher. He's eating some gelt, and Asher's getting ready to eat a kosher dill. And there's my friends playing with dreidel with their presents. See you next year, Shmelf the Hanukkah Elf. And this is the end. This, my friends, was a very enjoyable story to read. I hope you enjoy the read aloud as much as I had fun reading it. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful holiday.